I'm Cece Summers. Welcome back to Gallagher's Mansion. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get some ghost booty. So we still have 3 endings left. Truth, love, and in love with love. So I'm hoping that we can get those. And I'm hoping that one of them involves ghost booty. Because I don't know about you, but so far, the ending where all 3 of us get married and live beautiful afterlives together, best ending. So my plan is to just do some good old trial and error until I get the achievement endings, I guess. I'll just put up the ones that, actually worked, so you don't have to suffer with me. So I will check back in with you right about now. I think this time I'm gonna do the liar flower.
But I do think you are being hasty. The flowers are lovely together, but the liar flowers are so dominant. A little too passionate.
We've known each other for less than 24 hours. I think we're gonna need a little bit of passion to justify the hastiness of this decision. Okay, so we got the cutscene with the violets, and then we got the cutscene in the study, and I wanted to choose the necklace in conjunction with the cutscene that happened in the garden. I think we've done that before, but I hadn't gotten the cutscene in the study before, so I'm hoping that maybe both of them will kind of come together.
Marvelous. The necklace fits you perfectly.
I angle my head up to get a clear view of it in the mirror. It certainly is gorgeous, but I know that I can get more information out of Elias if I play my cards right. I'm certain this necklace must bestow infinite beauty upon its wearer. Surely you've seen others don it before.
As I mentioned, this was my mother's favorite piece. It graced her neck quite frequently.
And what of your previous bride-to-be? Did she not wear this as well?
My previous bride.
The smile slips from his lips, and his eyes go hazy. I brace myself for another vision. I feel bad. I know it's unpleasant for Elias as much as it is for me, but he's a key witness to the mystery of this manor. His whole life and death, as a matter of fact. The silence stretches on for what feels like forever. Elias's face is completely blank, devoid of any emotion. Elias, dearest, I meant no offense. Elias grips my shoulders, his fingers phasing through my skin, causing a shiver.
Her name was Violet DuPont, the sister of our groundskeeper. We never wed because she betrayed me the day before our wedding. I suppose she and Gerard were desperate. I should have been on my guard when they continued to ask me about the location of the family jewels day after day. I thought the necklace, the grandest piece in the collection, would have been enough to hold her interest. I had promised to share the rest of them with her after our consummation. But before I could even cry out for help, Gerard held me down while Violet...
I put my hand over Elias's in an attempt to show him that I don't need to hear anything else. Forgive me, Elias. We don't need to speak of her anymore. Elias's grip on my shoulders eases, and he gives me a sad smile.
No, you needn't apologize whatsoever. There's no need for me to reminisce, and you shouldn't have to compare yourself to her. Aside from the flowers, there was also a family heirloom that belonged to my grandmother. It was an antique silver mirror, and a very charming one at that. At least.
I lean forward as he opens the box, and I peer into its contents.
That was before it shattered.
Elias does still have the mirror pieces.
I liked it quite a lot, and ended up taking it out of the attic in my early childhood. I used to look into it and imagine myself as some sort of fair prince. It was innocent daydreaming, but alas, my 6 older siblings would often mock my love of the mirror, and with such a weak constitution and gentle demeanor, there was little I could do. When 6 people who aren't very fond of you get physical, well, You can imagine what might happen. The mirror was shattered, and I was the one blamed.
He gently closes the box and pauses.
Grandmother didn't seem to mind that it broke, but I cried for days. Maybe it was sentimentality, guilt, or fear. But whatever the case, I simply could not let it go. I forbade any of the maids or butlers to toss out the shards. The mirror was meant to be a wedding gift, and I was determined to have it fixed one day.
It seems like that day never came.
Yes. It was one of my greatest regrets when I died, silly as it sounds.
I don't think it's silly at all. That mirror was important to you, and you've held on to it all this time. I think it's admirable. Not to mention, that mirror could very likely be the source of the Gallagher curse. But does Elias know that?
Thank you for understanding, my dear.
The melancholy atmosphere in the room fades as he smiles warmly at me.
I am quite eager for our union. I think it'll be something glorious. I've always wanted a grand wedding, and to think I'll be marrying someone as lovely as you.
Well, you're too kind, Elias.
Come, follow me outside. I have much to show you.
We exit his bedroom together and go down the stairs one last time, my new accessory adding weight to my every step. The truth behind the so-called Gallagher curse wasn't some smaller business exacting revenge on the family, or Elias pulling puppet strings in order to make himself the sole heir. No, the Gallagher bloodline probably met its end because that antique mirror shattered when Elias was a child. He said that mirror was meant to be a wedding gift. Has the curse ended? Or will I die too? The thought makes me shudder.
My love, what's on your mind?
Just my imminent death. Nothing too serious. Nothing! I really am a bad actor in the end. With everything that has happened, is about to happen, I must be feeling the entire range of human emotion right now, my beloved. Nervous, excited, and so full of dread.
So stop all of this! We're too young for marriage! We're both just college students, for goodness sake! We have our whole lives ahead of us!
Taylor's arms drop to his sides as he takes in a shaky breath.
Elias, you should be mad at me. I set them up to do all this. But I should have been the one here, not you.
Still agree with this, yes. I look between both of the men standing in front of me. Taylor is out of breath while Elias can't find the words.
I think we should let OHSIC disband. We need to go home. It's over.
It's over. What? But... Taylor, don't make decisions for me.
My dear is right. They have been perfectly able to choose what they like. I provided plenty of opportunities and...
Yeah, and they were playing you.
Taylor's previous fervor gets a second wind at the sound of Elias's voice, and he puffs his chest.
Our goal was to prove you exist. Now we have, and I regret it.
Taylor.
Besides, do you even realize what rushing into marriage does to people? What if it turns out that you two don't even like each other, or can't even stand being in the same room tomorrow? I don't know about you, Elias. There's only so many tabloids that we can salvage all the way back from like 100 years ago. But have you ever had to watch your parents fight with each other behind closed doors?
Elias cocks a brow in confusion. All I can do is stand there and listen, trembling.
Rushed, unhappy marriages lead to divorce. Maybe your parents got along fine. Maybe they didn't. But if this was a regular wedding between you and Bud, you'd be waving a red flag for the whole state to see. Mom and Dad tried so hard to pretend things were okay when I was growing up. But I wasn't stupid. I saw the exhaustion on their faces. I heard what they said to each other. No one deserves that.
I'm sorry, Taylor. I didn't...
Besides, after all this, I realized...
So dramatic.
I'm jealous!
Yeah.
Oh, all this time.
Now we get to the real fucking crux of it. All the rest of that was just fucking. You just like me and you don't want to see me get married. That's it. Just start with that, man. Wait, jealous of who?
Me, I assume. There's a rival suitor vying for your affections.
It's true. I think you're great, and I really, really like you. I've wanted to tell you that for some time. Since about the day we met, to be honest.
You wrote fan fiction about it.
But you were such a good friend. A kind friend who supported me in everything I did. But I was scared to lose that. I was scared to make everything too big. But I guess I found a different way to make everything too big tonight, huh?
What a charming and sad story, Taylor.
Much to my surprise, Elias's voice drips with empathy. His words are genuine. Elias? You're...
How could I not be moved? But, my dear, I need you to tell me the truth. What did you come here for?
I came here to help Taylor find a ghost. Our ghost hunting group was in danger of closing, and we decided to investigate this place. We knew people broke into this place pretty often, and no one ever actually claimed to see any ghosts. So we decided to do what we could to make you appear. Nothing I told you about the previous wedding was true. I wasn't left at the altar. I was never even at the altar. I'm just an ordinary university student trying to help a friend.
I see.
There it is. The truth is out. I suppose it had to happen sometime. If Elias could sink into the center of the earth, he probably would. The only thing keeping him afloat is some sense of decorum.
But not all of this was a lie, was it? Your demeanor changed as we spent time together.
Yes, I went through a very dramatic change in the last 18 hours that we've known each other.
You got to know me. You learned about the real me. And I think your heart opened.
Oh no, come on, don't do this. I get that you're lonely, but you're completely missing the point here.
Taylor, please. Where we go from here is up to them to decide.
Elias, first, I have a question for you.
Then I shall do my best to answer.
Do you know what caused the curse behind the death of your family?
I do not. No. None of the deaths were connected, at least not to my knowledge. And contrary to popular belief, I did not orchestrate those accidents. I'm not a cruel person, and I hope you can at least attest to that after tonight.
I never said that you were Elias, but Taylor and I had some theories.
We did?
I elbow him in the side and roll my eyes. Elias, I saw glimpses into your past tonight, wisps of memories that allowed me to feel your emotions. And two things stood out to me. The first was Violet, and how uneasy you felt when she was around. Memories involving her would leave me disoriented and scared for my life. The second was you yourself, talking about the shattered mirror with your father. At the mention of the mirror, both of the men fixed their posture. I felt your frustration, like I was suffocating. I hated it. Breaking a mirror is bad luck in a lot of cultures. When you showed me the shards in your room, you told me that all of your siblings blamed you for shattering it.
Yes. I was simply admiring myself in the mirror's reflection when they came to snatch it out of my hands. I tried to keep it safe, as it belonged to my grandmother, but...
6 versus 1 isn't very fair. And your parents probably didn't side with you on this, did they?
Elias shakes his head, the gears turning in his brain. In addition, that mirror was meant to be a wedding gift, wasn't it? It was never gifted to any of your siblings' spouses because it was broken, and your father didn't bother to repair it.
So then, the curse...
I think your strong feelings toward that mirror inadvertently caused your family to become cursed. That does make sense, right, Taylor?
Yeah, I guess that's enough of an explanation as any.
Thank you for the strong vote of confidence.
Then even my own death at the hands of the DuPonts was part of the curse's doing, just as I thought.
Actually, if we go by their explanation, I don't think Violet DuPont jamming a dagger into your neck was because of the curse.
That's such a tactful way to put it. Good job, Taylor.
You two technically weren't even married yet, and that whole stabbity-stab thing was a textbook example of premeditated murder. You know, the opposite of a fatal accident?
The man was beheaded. His ghost is literally standing in front of you, and his head is separated from his neck. Can we have just like a little bit of sympathy for this man? Maybe not referred to his death as the stabbity-stab thing.
You were so desperate for love that you ignored your gut instinct about something feeling off with Violet the entire time.
Elias looks down at his hands, then at the floor, despondent and on the brink of tears.
I see. So if I were to carry on with the wedding and marry them, then they too would die of the curse. If that's the case, then I'll never have my wedding, even in death.
The room is silent as Elias reaches this realization. I feel so bad, but I don't want to die for his sake.
Hang on. I think I have an idea.
About what?
If we're right about the mirror needing to fulfill its purpose as a wedding gift, then all Elias needs to do is give you the mirror after the ceremony.
Wait. So you're on board with me marrying this man now? This whole fucking time you've been so against it. Wishy-washy ass shit. I'm sorry? I gawk at Taylor in a sudden change of heart. Right? I thought he didn't want me to marry Elias. Right? Maybe he thinks that it'll help Elias move on and then I won't be married to him anymore. And also, I don't think that non-ghost to ghost marriages count in the eyes of the law. So...
Elias, I'm really sorry for shouting at you when I burst in. I was venting about a lot of personal stuff that doesn't remotely involve you, and you didn't deserve that.
Thank you.
And Bud, I never should have forced your hand into doing the field mission for me. At the very least, I should have come sooner to provide backup.
Yes! This apology is very cathartic for me.
But if you two trust me on this, and you're willing to try, everyone can have their happy ending. At least, I'm like 95% sure this will work.
But weren't you opposed to our union?
Maybe they did get to know you better tonight. I shouldn't tell them what decision to make. So, as you said, let them decide.
They both look at me expectantly. Elias, I love you as much as I could ever love a friend. That may not be the love you crave, but if you'll have me, if it helps you break the curse to finally free your soul, I will accept your hand. My groom's face alights with a sad smile.
Yes. I suppose your hand in marriage is all that I had asked of you when we first met. And so, I graciously accept this arrangement.
This is some true facts. Like, you can't be butthurt that I'm not in love with you when you're not in love with me, man. You don't even know me. And you didn't care to know me. I was all about trying to get to know him and ask him questions about his life and all that stuff. Did he ask me a single question about mine other than, what bouquet did you have beforehand? Exactly. We both turned to face Taylor.
Do you take Elias Gallagher to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him?
How does he just have this memorized?
In sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, as long as you both shall exist on this plane of existence?
I do.
And do you, Elias, take them to be your lawfully wedded, yada yada, etc., as long as you both shall exist on this plane of existence?
Beautiful. Elias shoots Taylor a disappointed look for ruining the mood, sighing.
I do.
Like, damn, this is his one and only shot at being married. You can at least, say the whole vow.
By the authority vested in me as the official president of the Occult History and Sciences Investigation Club, I now pronounce you married.
Yep, this is super official and real, stamped, so married. Taylor erupts into an applause that echoes throughout the ballroom, accentuated by leftover spirits Elias has summoned, while the man himself kisses me swiftly on the cheek.
And now, my dear, all that I possessed in my mortal years belongs to you.
It does?
Yes. Please come with me to the study. Quickly now.
We all collectively exit the ballroom and follow Elias's lead to the study. Taylor lags behind a bit, but I pull on his sleeve before he falls behind and gets lost wandering the halls of the manor. Elias pulls out a paper from the drawer and clasps his hands together, causing it to glow with a ghostly light.
Here we are. My will, freshly written. With this, the mirror has been transferred into your possession, my beloved.
Taylor and I scan the document.
I, Elias Gallagher, former head of the Gallagher estate, hereby leave all my material possessions, including the Gallagher family jewels and the manor itself, to my beloved partner. I mean, a will written by a ghost would never hold up in court, but for the sake of breaking the curse, I think this should work.
Yeah, like he did pass the mirror on to me officially. Like, I don't think it even needed to be written in a will. I think he just needed to be like, here's the mirror, it's yours now. And I'm like, yay, great. But, a will from a man who's been dead for like 100 years. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It will.
Elias floats away from us with a complacent smile on his face.
My wish for a wedding of my own has finally been fulfilled. And now, it is time for me to depart from this world.
Bye. Are you sure? But we just met. I never got the chance to really know you, and... He holds a hand up to stop me.
I am an ancient relic of decades long since past. A memory of a life tethered to this land. But now that I am married to you, I am free.
Elias casts a sideways glance at Taylor.
Mr. Taylor Potts.
Yeah?
Curse him. Curse him.
Take good care of them in my stead. If you make them sad.
Elias's lips break into a sly smile.
I may come back to haunt you.
Oh!
I plan on it. The, taking care of them part. Please don't haunt me.
He's just gonna read ancient smut at him from the corners of his bedroom. 3 o'clock in the morning, he wakes up. The Baron pressed a long, sweet kiss to her neck.
Very well.
Elias takes my hand one last time.
Live and prosper where I could not.
Done.
Farewell, my love. May we meet again in heaven.
Don't give me that face, Taylor. Goodbye, Elias Gallagher. Thank you for everything. With a final bow, Elias slowly fades from the room.
So, is your last name really gonna be Gallagher now?
Taylor, why do you always kill the mood? After a full 24 hours of uninterrupted sleep, Taylor looked up whether my surname actually was legally going to be Gallagher now. No, it's like a whole process. You have to file paperwork. Just because you get married doesn't mean you automatically take your partner's last name. Weirdo. Turns out that if both spouses don't sign a marriage certificate, you can't legally be wed. Not in this day and age. So the last name thing doesn't actually matter in the long run. Hopefully Elias wasn't going to be too mad about that. After doctoring the will a bit, we laid claim to the fortunes left in the Gallagher mansion. And as it turns out, they kept more than just the family jewels in there. How do you doctor the will? How? Did they say there were like a descendant or something?
Holy cannoli, we're rich!
I'm rich, and I'm just redistributing the wealth to you.
Who cares about the details? We can repair the entire mansion and, actually live in it. And then we don't have to pay rent.
Just property tax. Which is going to be fucking brutal. That's very true, actually. Damn, maybe I should marry more ghosts to inherit their estates. While we were so caught up in legal matters that we forgot to recruit members for the OSIC, Taylor and I would go on to clear Elias's name of any wrongdoing in the local legends. It only felt right after all he did for us. And so we spent a small fraction of my new fortune repairing the mansion and the antique mirror to its former glory, and spent the rest of our college days rent-free. Which, I'd love to do that. just live rent-free. That'd be great in a giant mansion. Though you'd be paying the same amount of money you would for a mortgage just to do the upkeep of a mansion. Probably would just end up selling that sucker in the long run. All right, 2 more. Okay, the last ending is called For Love. So I think the most romantic choice was roses, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, the bedroom is where we find his smut. And then we proposition him. We're like, hey, have you ever slept with somebody before? Wink, 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 wink. So maybe that paired with the roses. We'll go to the For Love. Right. All right, let's embarrass the shit out of this man. What sorts of things strike your fancy? He's gonna be like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing, but exposed ankles, seeing a woman's bare shoulder, the scandal. What sorts of things strike your fancy? Elias stops fidgeting as he calms down.
Oh, plenty of things. Like the flowers from earlier, reading books, writing, drinking tea. The list can go on and on, really.
Holy shit! He's so innocent! This is hilarious!
I want to hit Taylor so bad right now, but I can't really reach through my earpiece and strangle him from here, so I bite the inside of my mouth. That's lovely, dear, but I meant your interests in a more intimate sense.
Intimate? Oh, heavens. This really isn't something to discuss out of wedlock.
Oh, heavens.
Please. I'm really only interested in satisfying my partner. Now, may we please return to the wedding preparations?
I mean, that's as good of an answer as any. Why, yes, of course. I went back because I think we've done this one, but we haven't done this one, so let's see what happens. I'm sure you'll perform well in the bedroom. After all, you're looking forward to what comes after the wedding ceremony, aren't you?
What the hell kind of comment is that?
Get fucked, Taylor!
I am. The, consummation of our marriage, that is.
That laugh was so cute. Elias looks around nervously before puffing out his chest in mock bravado, or some semblance of it.
My strength and will is ever stronger after death, so I will do my best.
Ooh! Lovely. That's quite the spirit now. Get wrecked, Taylor.
Anyhow, it would be in our best interest to move forward with the preparations. If you may, please follow me.
Why, yes, of course. Okay, so we chose the necklace for the truth ending, and then we chose the earrings for the science ending. So maybe we choose the ring this time. Because I would think all 3 would be in all 3 endings, right? Right? I pick up the ring, inspecting it closer. The name Gallagher is engraved in the inner band with fancy cursive lettering. Elias gently takes it from me and slips it over my finger. It slides on easily, without being too loose or too tight.
A perfect fit. Like it was made for you, my dear.
Elias looks past me, biting his lip.
I must confess something to you. I doubt that it will affect you now, but
I brace myself. I have no idea what he plans to tell me.
I adore you. But my mere existence is a blight.
Don't be like that. People are dumb. People are idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about.
My polite mannerisms and lavish clothing are merely a thin veneer over the fact that I am weak, hideous, and undeserving of my status.
You poor baby, stop it! How could people be so cruel? Elias, don't say such awful things about yourself. You've never had the tools to succeed in a world that measures your worth by your productivity. Without even considering the barriers that hold you back, you were thrown into the meat grinder without emotional support or physical ability to meet the challenge head on. I take a breath to steady myself. The system was not made with people like you in mind. So how could you be expected to succeed when you are pitted against people who don't face the same struggles? And people that don't have any compassion for people who do have these struggles. They're just like, well, it sucks to suck. And despite past neglect, you have always been hopeful. That is far more admirable in my eyes.
You are far too kind. I appreciate your words greatly, however.
Elias grips me tighter, as if afraid I might run off.
The truth is, I was congenitally malformed.
He's saying this as if it's something to be ashamed of, and it's not. Malformed? I took another look at Elias, squinting. At a glance, I could see nothing amiss. He seemed to have all of his limbs, fingers, ears, eyes, and nose. His clothing betrayed no alterations in form or function.
It's not immediately apparent, thanks to years of learning to adapt around my condition, but it's true. My feet are were malformed at birth, and so in life. I had difficulty walking. Compounding that was a general sense of malaise that never improved over time.
Elias pauses, gaze never leaving mine, yet looking past me all the same.
The family doctor had diagnosed the malaise as what was commonly known as a nervous disorder at the time, a condition which had then only recently been christened as multiple sclerosis.
Oh.
Being that both my congenital deformity and acquired nervous disorder are incurable, my continued existence proved to be a great burden that only grew over time.
It's not a burden. It just means you need different supports to get around. Ugh! I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at the family. You know what? If he went around and slaughtered all of them, I would not be mad. I support it. I'm so sorry. My apology feels so inadequate, but I don't know what else to say. What am I even apologizing for? My gaze turns to the side as I think of something better to say. On its own, being ill is nothing to be sorry for. It's not within anyone's control. But when the systems and people that should have provided support fail a person with an incurable condition, it truly is regrettable. Elias was confined to bed, even though the condition itself could have been managed with proper support. Because his siblings had never needed that kind of support, that alone was enough to condemn Elias to an isolated life of hardship.
My birth itself was difficult and caused my mother quite a lot of grief. I don't blame her for any resentment left over from that.
I do.
But it wasn't all bad. I consider it a blessing that my condition could be easily obscured, so I wouldn't bring further shame to the family name.
I hate it. We both glanced down to where his feet would otherwise be, now replaced by a ghostly, translucent tail.
Tell me, several decades have passed since my death. Surely both science and medicine have marched forward during that time. Are there cures now for the conditions I had in life? I hate to consider that anyone may still be suffering from these afflictions.
I'm afraid that doctors still haven't found a cure for multiple sclerosis. We know a lot more about it, though. Some think it's an autoimmune disorder and we can manage the symptoms. Some researchers even believe they've pinpointed the cause, though that is still to be seen. And then surgeons can provide prosthetics, artificial limbs, that is, Vast strides have been made for prosthetics since the Great War. It's an option if people can afford it. I manage a genuine smile at him. There are whole practices dedicated to learning how to live with and use a new limb. Fitting prosthetics for individual patients, therapies for regaining physical strength, and social integration. There's so much to be hopeful for now. Elias closes his eyes, bowing his head.
I see. That is a small comfort, I suppose.
Being disabled does not make your life something to be ashamed of, Elias. You did the best you could with what you had, and I still intend to wed you, my dear. Aw. Elias takes in a breath, regaining his composure while loosening the grip on my hand.
Let us dispel such unpleasantness now. Shall we take our leave for the ceremony?
I do my best to nod and smile, the weight of his words still heavy in my heart. My arm wraps around his. We shall.
Soon we shall be wed, my darling, and we'll have all of eternity together. Are you excited?
Elias sure seems to be. I don't know how to answer that. Whether I should be sincere and tell him the truth, or continue the charade. At the very least, I can confidently say there's no way Elias is capable of expressing malice towards others. He's too sweet, too naive almost. Elias deserves better. But I am not the one he deserves. These feelings I have for him can only be described as pity. I can't love him the way he wants me to, the way he needs me to. Not today, at least. It's too soon for me to mean these 3 words he desperately needs to hear. An insincere declaration of love to Elias Gallagher would surely be a sin worse than murder. Is it? I'd much rather somebody tell me they loved me when they didn't than cut my head off.
Taylor, please. Where we go from here is up to them to decide.
Thank you, Elias, for giving me a choice. I ask for your forgiveness. I can't say that I didn't mean to deceive you, but I regret it. Although I don't regret meeting you, I only wish it could have happened under better circumstances.
I can't say that it doesn't hurt. I'm not sure if I will ever see you in the same way again.
Oh no!
And yet, I am glad we met as well. This day, it was perhaps the best day of my life. And death.
That is so fucking sad. This is so sad, I hate this.
I hate that it must end this way.
Must it? You were also correct when you said I got to truly know you. And you've been nothing but kind and loving towards me this whole time. I do want to be with you, Elias.
What?
If you'll still have me. I could never comprehend the thousands of emotions that must be beating through Elias's heart. Taylor is trying to say something, but I can't hear him. Get fucking wrecked.
My love. I want our happiness to thrive. Will you learn to love me, in joy and despair, until the end of time and beyond?
I will. I do. I'm trying not to stumble over my words, but I think I managed to choke them out correctly.
Then we are wed.
Elias takes my hand, fingers tracing the ring he slipped on my finger. He holds me close. He kisses my lips, and I nearly faint again. But once this kiss is over, I'm awake, alive, and staring deeply into my husband's eyes. Until I die, because we never actually figured out that the mirror is the curse.
It is done, my love. Now, shall we elope on our honeymoon? Taylor, my dear medium, I ask you to help us see the world.
That's fucked up, man. He just declared that he's in love with me. We got married in front of him. And now he's like, hey, can you help us be on our honeymoon?
We can revolutionize your ghost club. We can change humanity. And I know my love appreciates all that you've done for them.
I love that you sent me in here by myself and then abandoned me for hours without contact and didn't come to make sure that I was okay, and then only stopped this wedding because you have feelings for me. It's true. I turned to face Taylor, who's extremely interested in the floor all of a sudden, a crimson blush tingeing his cheeks. Taylor, maybe I would have dated you if you had asked me. I think it's too late now. But you've always been a good friend, and I have always cherished you. If I didn't, I'd never have come to this mansion.
I shouldn't have said anything.
No, you should have. You care for me so much. I love you, Taylor. I hope you can understand how. I put a hand on his shoulder and lean into it to give him a peck on the cheek. But I want to love Elias Gallagher too, and I'm ready to spend the rest of my life with him. We really went from I'm not in love with him and I can't love him the way that he needs me to I'm obsessed with him and the rest of my life is going to be here with him. In the span of like 10 minutes.
I don't want to be a third wheel. I'll go.
Aw. You're not. You know what? You and Elias spend an hour getting to know each other. I'll take some time to myself. I could use a break. You're gonna change the world, Taylor. I just know it. I wave to them both and step out of the ballroom. Wow. I kissed a ghost and married a ghost and fell in love with a ghost. When? And not 12 hours ago, I thought I was getting all gussied up for nothing. Oh my God, it's only been 12 hours. 12 hours. And 10 minutes before the wedding, we weren't even in love with him. We were like, yeah, he's cool. But like, I'm not in love with him or anything. I can't love him the way that he wants me to. And now I'm like, fucking forever and ever, man. I am obsessed with you. And now they're going to be conversing and awkwardly staring at each other and getting to know each other. And I'm going to go have a horrific accident and die and be confined to this mansion forever. I rub Elias's ring, enjoying its embrace on my finger. It shines in the dim light as if it were a candle. So do I own this mansion now? Or partly own it? I guess so. We'll have to start thinking about repairs. But this isn't the world. This doesn't have to be the world. I walk through the halls, down the foyer, and step right out the front door. And the world is ready to greet me. I'm ready to greet it. The morning sun is beginning to peek over the horizon. I watch with contentment as it climbs into the sky, ready to light up the world around it. Soon, Elias and Taylor find me waiting for them outside. Everything hashed out?
Hashed?
Yeah, we've gotten to know each other. And we've come up with an idea.
Yes. I'm not particularly excited by the prospect of becoming a freak show to gawk at. But my flowers, those are another thing.
Ready to start a spectral florist shop?
Aw. Oh, absolutely.
What shall we call it? Gallagher's Spectral Exotic Flowers and Bouquets?
Hey, I get to have my name in there too. We're business partners now, after all.
I let the two boys bicker and rest my head on Elias's ethereal shoulder. It's going to take some adjustment, but I can't help feeling as though everything is as it should be. Oh, I didn't die in a tragic accident. Yet. You've gotten all the endings. Check the extras menu for a very special scene. Ooh! Honeymoon. Okay, here we go. Evening descends upon the Gallagher mansion once more as you and your spouse settle into your new shared bedroom. Today the air is charged with intent, desire, and wanting, a cocktail of impatience and hesitation. After all, theory and research cannot compare to experience when it comes to what Elias is about to do at last, after a lifetime and afterlife of waiting for this moment. Oh no. Oh, it's about to get spicy. Oh, it's getting spicy. He stares at you, unsure of how to proceed. Oh, how he's dreamed of the day he'd become one with his beloved. But now that time has come, he's frozen to the bed. With his permission, your hands slowly work on the buttons of his suit, slowly, gently peeling away his attire. Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We did his pants. Oh no! Oh no! Ah! You look back up at your dearest with a smile, appreciating his low breaths as he concentrates on your touch. He looks at you once more, this time with a little more lust than before. This, you understand, is a silent request to continue. Ah! Oh no! It's a cooperative effort to remove his outer layers and begin on his undergarments. The translucent, pale blue glow of his body dazzles your eyes. It's more skin than you're accustomed to seeing from Elias, but it's certainly not an unwelcome sight. He closes his eyes and murmurs something underneath his breath. You chuckle in response and work your way down again. Oh no. Ooh, why is it panning like this again? Stop! How vulnerable he's made himself in order to receive your love. And your love he will receive, for you have an overabundance of it to share. Ah! No. He draws your attention upwards again, a bashful look gracing his features. He's no longer above begging at this point. How cute your husband is! You nudge his arm away to place a chaste kiss on his lips. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't. Ah! No! God damn it! You have the rest of eternity to enjoy each other's company now. I was not prepared for a weenie jump scare, but here we are. Okay, that was it. We did it. We got all the endings. All the endings. We got all the endings. We got the happy ending. And you know what? Elias is a cutie patootie. He's great. I did like that ending. Because I don't like Taylor. I'm sorry. That may be an unpopular opinion, but like, he just rankles me. And I'm glad that Elias got the ending that he deserved, because he's so sweet. And he never did anything wrong, and he was treated like such trash. And then was murdered. Even though his wife-to-be was going to get all the money as soon as she was married to him. She just needed to wait one more day, and she would have been married, and she would have had all the money she wouldn't know what to do with. I don't understand. Other than he was treated like trash, and she is trash. But thanks for coming on this wonderful journey with me through the mansion. Make sure that you're using protection, even if it's with a ghost. You don't want to have a half ghost, half alive baby. That'd be fucking wild. I will see you later.